everyone. Welcome to Bellevue Youth Link's Youth Involvement Conference 2016. I'm Lucy Ma from the Bellevue Youth Council and the Youth Link Board co-chair. We're really excited you're here. Please take a seat and we'll get started. I'm glad to see all of you. We have a turnout of over 300 people. But really, how many of you came because it was a day off from school and time with your friends? Let's be honest. Thank you. I appreciate your honesty. We hope by the end of the day, though, you'll be glad you came because you had a great time. You'll learn how to tackle your future, get involved, and make a difference. Every 2 years in the Bellevue Youth Link Council, we host an all-city youth involvement conference to help teens develop leadership skills and share their voice in the community. How many of you attended our 2014 Bellevue Youth Link Youth Involvement Conference? Nice, I see some hands, great. Later this afternoon, we want to hear all of your ideas on how to create a more caring city for our youth. You'll decide what your top issues and concerns are. The priorities you choose will become the Bellevue Youth Council's goals to work on for the next 2 years. We will be honored to have adults observing our conference today as well. They want to hear the concerns that you have for our community.
Hi guys, my name is Emily Cole, and I'm the co-chair of the Youth Involvement Conference Planning Team. All right, now we'd like to find out what schools are represented here today. How many of you guys are in middle school? Oh, awesome, okay. Who here is from Chinook Middle School? Awesome. Highland Middle School? Odell? Great. Tillicum? Okay, and then Tyee. Awesome. Big picture.
What about international school? Nice. Wonderful. Thank you for your enthusiasm. Now, of course, we wouldn't want to forget our high school students. So, how many of you are from Bellevue High School? Nice. How about Eastside Academy? Nice. Interlake High School? Nice, nice. How about International High School? Newport High School? Excellent. Big Picture High School? Hello. And then Sammamish High School? Cool. And what about homeschool students and students from St. Louis, Sacred Heart, Lakeside, and Open Window schools? Can I see your hands, please? Nice. All right, let's give everybody a huge shout out. Thank you for joining us today.
All right, we also want to welcome all of our adults here today. Some are parents or teachers or youth workers. Will all the adults here today with us please stand? All right, thank you so much for your support. Will all the people of the Youth Involvement Conference Planning Team please stand up? Awesome. The teams with me today are on the action team who planned this conference for you guys. We have been working every week since last September. We are so happy this day is finally here. Okay, now we want to take a few minutes to explain how the conference will work before we introduce our very special keynote speaker, Tamam Waritu. All right, so you each have registered for 3 workshops, and because space is limited, we had to rearrange some of you guys for the workshops that you requested, but I'm sure you will enjoy each session that you attend. You also received a conference registration on the back, and it shows you the morning and afternoon sessions. This is your guide for the day. Each workshop will be 40 minutes long. The rooms are in this building to your right and down the hall. Staff will be helping you to find your rooms for your workshops so you can't get lost. You'll have 5 minutes between each workshop, so don't worry. And after the opening talk, everyone will go to their 3 workshops. You'll then come back here at lunch at 11:40. For lunch, you'll be in this room, which is the main ballroom. Throughout the morning, you can visit the resource fair, which is out in the hallway. And you can visit their tables and learn more about their programs. And as said earlier, after lunch, we want to hear from you what Bellevue needs to do to become even a better place for teens. By the way, our conference theme is Moving Beyond First Impressions. Today, you'll learn lots of great ideas on how to plan for your future and tackle the business of making positive choices in your life. So I would like everyone to look at their registration sheet.
2 things you need to remember for later today. On your registration will be labeled education, safety, employment, transportation, health, or recreation. The assigned room number is under your assigned topic, and you will also find your topic's room number on the reader board outside of the room, so please keep track of where you will go later today. And now I'd like to introduce Helena Stevens, Family, Youth, and Teen Services Manager.
All right, shall we give it up for our great MCs this morning? They've done a great job. Okay. Well, first of all, we're delighted that you're here. I mean, this room is great. You're filled to the brim. I appreciate that. We hold this conference every 2 years, so I always get excited when I see new people. So if I sound a little excited, part of it is lack of coffee, part of it is early in the morning, and part of it is because I'm just so happy to see you all. So first, before we get started, I want to recognize 2 people, and one person you've already met already, that's Galinda Reel. She's not in the room, but she's right outside. She's been handling all your registrations. Let's give her a big round of applause. Yay, Galinda! And the other person that I want to really acknowledge is Patrick Alina, who has been organizing all of this. Yay, Patrick! So now I just want to go over some housekeeping stuff so that you can kind of keep that all in your head as you have a good time today. First of all the restrooms are on this floor. Everything that you need throughout the day is on this floor. So there's no need to leave this floor. So just stay on this floor until 2:30 and you'll be great. The other thing is that if you have anything that you need during the course of the day, any problems, any issues, any questions, just make sure that you check with one of our adult staff. And all the adult staff are in white shirts, so adult staff, if you're sitting down, stand up. If you're standing up, raise your arms so everybody can see who you are. They're in the back of the room. Raise your arms. Okay, there's more than them. So there are a lot throughout the building. So check in with them. And we have some volunteers during the day, and they will be happy to help you. I think that's part of the Youth Involvement Conference planning team. So they stood up already, but you guys can wave your arms again if you have any questions. If you're in a white shirt, raise your arm. Thank you very much. Here, there you go. So I just want to talk about safety and ground rules for the day. One of the things that I just want you to do is to look out for each other, respect each other and look out for each other, and to particularly pay attention and give respect to our speakers. They're our guests and our presenters today, so be sure to look out for them. The other thing that I want you to do is that we are in the lovely Maidenbauer Center. It's just been revitalized and all new, so be sure to thank the staff from the Maidenbauer who have done a great job. And because they do all this work ahead of time, let's give them a round of applause. So today we're here to share ideas and to learn and to respect one another. So I'm going to ask that we not do any texting or on our cell phones during the course of the workshops and the afternoon activities. So if you could put yours on vibration right now, that would be really good. You are going to be using your cell phones later on today, so don't put them away too far. Just put them away and be respectful. The other thing is that today is like any other school day, so there's no off-campus privileges, no in and out. If you need to leave early for any reason, please come and talk to me. I have Helena on my shirt, so just find me. And don't forget, you do get community service hour credits for being here the whole day. So that's pretty cool. You get a day off of school, and then every hour you're here, we're going to give you community service hours. So that's pretty cool. And then we ask that you follow all the rules. Of course, you know that's no alcohol, no smoking, no PDAs. Everybody know what PDA is? Anybody come here with their loved one? All right. Well, I'm going to be honest with you. My husband will be here later in the day, and I might kiss him. Do not jam me up for kissing him. All right. Yeah, I like that in the corner. The other thing, please keep in mind, keep all of your belongings with you. This is a big public place, and we will not be keeping track of your backpacks or your purses or anything like that. You need to keep track of that yourself. If you do lose something, check with us out in the registration table, and we will try to find it for you. And I think, outside of filling out an evaluation at the end of the day, all I want to say is have a great day, have a lot of fun. And with that, I'll turn it back over to Emily.
Funny, brilliant, crazy, and unforgettable are some of the words that teens and young people have used throughout the area to describe Tamam Waritu. Tamam is a nationally known youth motivation speaker and trainer. His message and stories have inspired thousands of young people. Tamam was born in a tiny village in Ethiopia, East Africa, to a mother who never went to school and a father who only had a 4th grade level education. Tamam could have been a statistic. Instead, through hard work and perseverance, he overcame huge obstacles and became the first of his family to go to college and earn a master's degree from Harvard. Today, Tamam travels all over the country, inspiring and motivating students through a speaking and training program. He's spoken and conducted multiple trainings at prestigious universities such as Harvard and MIT, as well as many other institutions and youth leadership conferences. Tamam has been featured in the Harvard University magazine as one of the most inspiring people. His simple yet powerful message inspires and motivates students to action. As Tamam says, it's not where you start, it's where you finish. Now let's give it up for our very special speaker, Tamam Waritu.
Thank you so much, Willie. Please give a big round of applause. How are you guys feeling this morning? You guys feeling good? Yeah? All right, let me see. What do we have in the house? Can I hear from my middle schoolers? Make a noise? Oh, the middle schoolers. Okay. What about my freshmen? Freshmen, where you at? Oh, I know you guys can do better than middle schoolers. Freshmen, where you at? Okay. Oh, my sophomores, where you at? My juniors? Okay, we are done. All the seniors are like, I know he did not. All my seniors, where you at? Awesome. Okay, if you can hear me, clap once, clap twice, once, twice, half. Okay, let's do this again, okay? Let's try it differently this time. When my hand crosses, you clap, okay? I'm worried about some of you guys. Anyways, I am really excited to be here today. It's truly an honor to have the opportunity to speak to you guys. Every year I travel all over the country, as Emily said, speaking at universities and conducting leadership trainings, at high schools and leadership conferences, kind of like this. And I love what I do, right? But in some of those places, when they introduce me, because I'm African, they introduce me as, our guest speaker today is originally from Africa. Please welcome Tamam Waritu. And everybody expecting some half-naked dude is gonna come out of the bush. The spears on his hand. It's not like that. This is how the media portrays it. But I come from that part of the world. I was born in East Africa, Ethiopia. How many of you have heard of Ethiopia before? Raise your hand. Oh, a lot of you. Oh my God. What did you guys hear about us? We can all run? I know some of you guys are sitting there right now thinking, I wonder if you run here today. No, I flew here. God, you guys. But anyways, I was born in a tiny village called Ande. It's a small village of no more than 30 people in a typical African huts that my father built before he married my mother. You know how moms love to talk about the story of the day you're born? My mom loved talking about that, especially when I was in high school, right? Particularly around my friends. And she usually begins, you know, Tama, you know you were born on the floor, right by the chicken and the goats. Like, sometimes I turn to my friends and be like, sorry guys, she forgot to take her meds. No, that's evil. Now some of y'all are like, I'll never say that to my mom. On her face, right? But you know, that's, you know, what's a point of sharing this with you guys, right? Can you put up the speaker for me? Can you guys hear me? Hear me well? Okay, awesome. So why am I sharing this with you guys? Here's my point. You know, in life, I know we come from different places, right? You know, our background and the challenges that we face. But, you know, we all have challenges in our life. Your challenge might be different than that of mine, but we all do, right? But the point is not whether we face challenges or not, it's how do we deal with it, right? Whether, you know, whether we use it as an excuse for a failure, or do we use it as a motivation to get us to where we wanted to be in life. And I faced challenges in my life and obstacles and barriers, whatever you want to call it, but I chose to use it as a motivation rather than an excuse. You know, like many of you guys, I come from a family with no formal education, as Emily said earlier. You know, my mom never went to school, and my father had only a 4th grade level of education. A 4th grade level of African village education, that is. And in fact, the village that I was born in did not even have a school. My father had to move us to a close-by village so we can get some education. And by the way, by school, I'm not talking about what you used to hear. I'm talking about, you know, a shack where they smash 300 kids in one tiny classroom like a potato. That's the type of school I went to. And to make the matter worse, I was what you would consider the troubled kid, right? For whatever reason, from early on, I hated school. I still hate school, but, you know. Here's the thing, right? Like, you can't love school. The school is, like, education is a prerequisite to success, right? It's the thing that you have to do in order to be successful. It's not, we don't get up in the morning because it's fun, right? That's another story. But anyways, that's, you know, where I come from. I come from that part of the world. Where, in fact, you know, I remember I was, you know, a troublemaker. I used to get kicked out of school every other day. And the neighbors used to say to their kids, do whatever you want, just don't hang out with that kid. They're talking about me. I was a nightmare for teachers. And by 5th grade, I was kicked out for good. And there was war going on in our area, and my father left the country. And my mother, the strongest woman that I've ever seen, did everything she could to feed us, but there was one thing that she couldn't do, and that was to put me back in school. In fact, I remember, you know, when I heard my dad made it to America, I used to walk around the neighborhood and like, well, who cares about this stupid village education? And I was like, I'm going to America, I didn't know what America was, to be honest with you. But I'm just like, I'm going to America, I'm going to America. But you know, as some of you guys might know, American papers sometimes take years, and ours took 5 years. And I did not go to school for 5 years. And that was one of the lowest moments of my life, because every year I saw my peers advancing from grade to grade while I just sat there. And I was at a point of depression, but miracles do happen. And my miracle was really having the opportunity to come to this great country. But even that did not happen without a challenge. You see, by the time I arrived here, I was 60 years old. How many 60 years old do we have in the house? 16 years old. There you go, I was your age, right? And a 5th grade dropout. I did not know a word of English. Really, not even one word. Even if you say like, Tamam, should I kill you? I'll probably just nod at you like, from thinking like you're gonna hand me a sandwich or something. Remember, I come from Ethiopia. Anyways. Speaking of sandwich though, I remember I used to go to like places like McDonald's, and I learned the word the same thing, and I would just stand behind the person. Every time my turn comes, I just point my finger, same thing. It worked for the time being, right? But I ate a lot of same thing I didn't like. And I also learned that people eat a lot of weirdo stuff, right? And as soon as we arrived, the district provided us with a placement test, right, to determine what grade level to put us in. And like, it wasn't even like real tests, you know, they had this booklet filled with pictures of vegetables and fruits, and they will ask you questions like, is the banana on the table or under the table? And I failed that test, right? Apparently I didn't know whether the stupid banana was on the table or under the table. But here I am, a headache to the district, right? They didn't know what to do with me, a 16 years old. They couldn't put me in 1st grade. I mean, can you guys imagine me, a 16 years old, sitting with little Johnny, teacher Johnny bothering me over here. It wasn't gonna work, right? And I had deep voice too, by the way. It wasn't gonna work, right? So they had to place me in 9th grade. I couldn't refuse because as soon as we arrived, my father sat me down and he said, Tamam, I know you refuse to go to school back in Africa, but here in America, you go to school. You don't go to school, we send you back to Africa. By the way, that's like the biggest threat African parents make to their kids. Send you back to Africa. I used to shiver when my dad says that. So here I am, at the age of 16, I'm given with this life-changing decisions, and I'm like, Africa, America, Africa, I have to choose one, right? I'm like, America. I like eating 3 times a day, so I'm staying. So I decided to stay, I decided to go to school. But it was the most challenging thing in my life that I had, the most challenging obstacle that I had to overcome. In fact, I remember my first day of class. I walked in, and I saw it was a computer typing class. And in front of me was this cubic thing, which I later learned was called a computer. I have never seen a computer in my life, let alone be that close to a computer. And understandably, I'm just staring at the thing, and the thing is staring back at me. And I look around, I see these kids typing so fast, and they're not even looking at the keyboard. And I'm like, oh my God, am I in heaven or in hell? So I'm like, oh my God, what should I do? While I'm in this, I hear somebody say click. I look up, it was my teacher. You see, she wanted me to click on the start button so I can open the typing program and learn how to type, which was why I was there in the first place. But I didn't know what the word click meant. So I was like, huh? It's funny, right now, I share it everywhere I go and I laugh about it. But back then it wasn't funny at all. Because every one of the students in the classroom abandoned their keyboard and they started to watch the show. And half of the classroom laughing. I was embarrassed, I was humiliated. I wanted to run out of there, to be honest with you, never to come back. But you see, I remember the word of my mother that played in the back of my head, which always said, no challenge is permanent. No obstacle is permanent. So instead of running away, I turned that negative energy into positive, and I actually started working hard. I started writing words on my hand, staying after school, getting help from teachers. And by my sophomore year, I have become very comfortable with the language. But here's the thing. Instead of using that to my advantage, to doing well in school, I took a different route. You see, this is a chapter of my life that I wish I don't share with you, but I have to, because not only do I want you guys to learn from my success, but also from my failures. You see, towards the end of my sophomore year, I found myself in a situation that a lot of teens find themselves in, and that is, I developed the need for acceptance. I wanted to be like everybody else. Particularly, I wanted to be like the cool kids. I started hanging out with a group of students who, let's just say, did not have a positive impact on my life. I started to speak a certain way, act a certain way, dress a certain way, and I started to neglect my family and my education. I started getting D's and F's and skipping classes, and I got to a point where I started to contemplate about dropping out. And I got this close to becoming a statistic. By the way, did you guys know that a dropout is an epidemic in America today? Here's some facts for you guys. 7,000 students drop out from American high schools every single day. And when you put that number into perspective, every 28 seconds, a student drop out. I know what many of you guys are thinking right now. You're saying, but Mom, I'm not gonna drop out. I'm going to college. Congratulations. But did you know that nearly 50%, half of a student who matriculate into American higher education don't graduate, they drop out. And when you look at that number a little bit closer, you will come to learn that the minorities, the first generation, the low income, are on the top list of that. So here's what I want to tell you guys, students. When you go to college, by the way, I'm expecting every person in this room today to go to college, so some type of higher education. I don't care if you go to 2 years, 4 years, Ivy League schools, continue with education, because education opens an opportunity, a window of opportunity that you never thought existed. Don't listen to the noise that seems to suggest that college is not for everybody, or you don't have to go to college in order to be successful. No, let me tell you guys something. If you are, particularly if you are minority, if you are low income, if you come from the type of background that I come from, higher education is not an option for you, but rather an obligation on you. But you see, when you're there, though, when you are in college, you will inevitably facing challenges. Sometimes you could be sitting next to a person who have enjoyed an amazing schooling or their life. And sometimes you'll be sitting next to a person who comes from highly educated family. And in those circumstances, you will inevitably start doubting yourself. And at times, you might even question your intellectual ability. And those insecurities are sufficient for a lot of people to depart prematurely. That's not you. You don't do that. Because when you drop out, not only do you drop out on yourself, but people, on the people that love you, on your family, on the very people that put this event together for you, and most of all, you drop out on your country and you become a burden. So for going to college and graduating, clap once. Awesome, awesome. So to go back to my story for you guys, I was this close of dropping out, but something happened that made me change my mind. You see, it was a typical day in the afternoon. We were driving around, it was my homeboy bumping our music, when the phone call came in. It was my sister, and she was crying hysterically. She said something about my dad, something about a hospital. And I told my homeboy to drive as fast as he could, and the speeding, I'm looking out for cops for him. And we got to the hospital, and I jumped out of the car, and I walked in, and I opened the door, and there he was. It was my father, laying down on the tiny hospital bed. They have all these IV and these things on his neck, on his back. You know how parents sometimes say, I'm breaking my back for you, to imply that I'm working very hard so you can have a better life? My father literally broke his back for me and for my siblings. You see, he was 65 years old at the time. He was working at the dishwasher for minimum wage and a night shift when he fell off the stairs and broke his back and his neck, and he was in a critical condition at an ER. I froze. You see, earlier that week, my father wanted to talk to me. He wanted to talk to me about life, about school. But I told him I was busy. I smashed the door on him, left. But as I stood there, regret took over my body. If you guys have family members, if you have someone that is working very hard so you can be someone, I want you guys to go to them. I want you to say thank you to them. Not because they bought you the new iPhone, but just because you're working hard so you can have a better life. Because sometimes it could be too late. So as I stood there, regret took over my body. I started to think, to reflect. Here I am, trying to impress friends that did not even care about me, neglecting my family, my education, the very thing that this man was breaking his back for. So I got down on my knees and I began to pray. I said, oh God, if you make my father recover fast, I'll do two things, I said. Number one, I will change my life around. And number two, I will make this man proud. And thankfully, my father recovered after a couple of months, and I fulfilled that promise the day I graduated from Harvard. And it was a beautiful day, sunshine, people rushing to the graduation ceremony place, proud parents hugging, people honking, congratulating one another. And standing next to me was my dad. You see, he was wearing these traditional things, and he was the only one that was wearing 5 jackets and 6 shirts, and it was 95 degrees outside. Yeah, that's how he rolls, his old school. And he was going around Harvard professors. He was saying, he, my son, good, my son. You see, my father cannot speak English. If he could have said, listen up, everyone. You see this guy over here? The neighbors wrote him off. The teachers wrote him off. The villagers wrote him off. Kids made fun of him because he didn't know the word click. And I almost gave up on him. But he changed his life around. And today, he gave me the best day of my life. And I am proud to be his father. He couldn't say any of that. All he could say was, he, my son. And he was jumping up and down. And I began to cry. And people thought that I was crying because, out of joy that I was graduating from Harvard. But the truth was, I was crying because I have never seen my father that happy in my life. I was crying because I was the one that put that smile there. And most of all, I was crying because of all his kids. I, Tamam, was the one that made this happen. So you see, students, when you graduate, when you become successful, when you achieve your goals, not only you, but the people that care for you, the people that love you, graduate with you. And the people that love you succeed with you. And on that very night, I decided to write my book, From African Huts to Harvard, to be published soon. And today, I can truly say that I am living the American dream. I'm traveling all over the country, doing the thing that I love and inspiring young people. They're flying me around. They're paying for my plane ticket and for my hotel. They're paying me to share my story. Students, with education by your side, the possibility is limitless. And I do have one disclaimer to make, and that is, I am not here today because somehow my story is special than that of yours. Absolutely not. Rather, I am here to let you know that you too have a story, that every one of you in this room have an amazing, a unique story that needs to be heard. But how you want to share your story, how you want to narrate your story is up to you. Don't let anybody else write your story for you, and don't let anybody tell you what you can or can't be in life. And as Emily said earlier, this has always been my motto. It is not where you start, it is where you finish that matters the most. Not the type of family you come from, not the type of neighborhood you reside in, not the type of school you attend. While these things are challenging, obstacles, they're hard at times to overcome, but they're not impossible. Hard doesn't equal impossible. Through hard work, you can overcome any of them. And remember, hard work beats talent when talent does not work hard. I repeat, hard work beats talent when talent does not work hard. So through hard work and perseverance, you can transcend any difficulty in your life and become successful. But you have to believe in yourself. You have to believe in your power, the power within. You know, I wish, like today, young people, we hear, constantly about, our weaknesses. We're reminded every single day, but we rarely told of our strength. I wish I have enough time to sit down with each one of you and look at you in the eye and tell you that you are powerful, that you are smart, capable, an amazing human being that can achieve anything that you set your mind to. I wish I have enough time. And when I look around this room, I see leaders. Not as many people say, the leaders of tomorrow. I see leaders of today. You guys are the backbone of this country. And you are the eye and the mind of your city and the heart of your community. I believe in you guys. And looking around this room, I see a lot of possibilities. I see the next doctors and lawyers and engineers and the next best teacher of the year. I see the next mayor of a city and the governor of a state. And I see the next president of the United States. And you might just be sitting next to a person who might be the next Nobel Prize winner. You never know. So much possibilities in this room. I'm telling you guys, so much possibilities. So here's what I wanted to do. I want to take just about 3 minutes, and I want actually the adult to see the possibility that exists, the potential that exists in this room. So I want to hear from a couple of you guys. What are your aspirations? What are your goals? Emily, if you can pass around the mic for me, just for 2-3 minutes. We'll take 2-3 minutes. Yeah. Please raise your hand and just tell us. Say your name. Yep, the mic is in the back. Say your name, the school you come from, so they can cheer for you, and just tell us what do you want to be? Right here. Yeah, right here. Thank you. Thank you for being the first one.
I'm Eleanor Lindenmeyer, and I go to Big Picture, and I want to be an astrophysicist and work at NASA.
Wow. There you go. I'm telling you guys. You got physicists in the house. Awesome. Amazing dream. Yeah.
I'm Sawyer from Open Window School, and I want to be an oceanographer or a marine biologist.
Yeah. Marine biologist in the house. Awesome.
My name is Blake Hobbs. I go to Open Window School, and I want to be an aeronautical engineer.
Oh, wow. Amazing.
My name's Carla Guerrero. I go to Chinook Middle School, and I want to be a pediatric surgeon.
Yes, a surgeon. Surgeon in the house. Wow. Right over here.
is Elsa Dittmeyer from Open Window School, and I want to do something to help stop animal cruelty.
Wow.
My name is McKenna Gary. I'm from Open Window School. I want to be a marine biologist, a field biologist, or an animal rights activist. I want all people to have equal rights, and I want to stop animal cruelty like my friend Elsa.
Wow. Wow. So many right here. So many dreams.
My name's Oliver from Open Window School. I want to be a theoretical mathematician.
Mathematician in the house? Awesome. Awesome. Wow.
My name's Brian McMurray. I'm from International School, and I want to be a politician or economicist.
Politicians. Need one.
Hi, I'm Brianna Williams. I'm from Newport High School, and I want to attend Juilliard, and I want to sing.
Man. Wow. Wow. Okay, two more. Let's take two more down that side.
Hello, my name is Benjamin Braun, and I want the world to remember my name.
Mr. Brown? Yeah, remember your name. Okay, one more. Yes, last one.
Hi, my name is Omar. I go to Toka Middle School, and I want to be an endodontist.
Wow. There you go. Awesome. Thank you guys so much. Please give him a big round of applause one more time. That was awesome. That was awesome. And I know, and those of you who did not get the opportunity to say, I know a lot of you just looking around, I know you have that burning desire to be successful, but here's just some tips I want to leave you guys. If you really want to be successful, number one, you got to have a goal, right? You got to set your goal straight, and you have to distinguish your goal from wishes, right? Wish is something that you can just, sit on the couch watching TV for 5 hours, a day and just wish I can be this. A goal requires those small steps that you have to do every single day. And those steps are not always fun, right? It's like, it encompasses getting up in the morning or staying at night, those type of things. That's number one. Number two, you have to have a motivation. You have to have a compelling motivation that will help you when things get harder, okay? And number three, you need to surround yourself with positive people. If you have friends that you constantly have to impress, that you're constantly pressured to do things, I'd say divorce them, run the other way. I know it might sound like the world is gonna end, but trust me, you will appreciate it, when you get older, right? You wanna surround yourself with people who can support you on your goals and people who have similar ideas and wanna be successful. And the third one, the last but not least, you gotta reach out to others. Rarely people succeed on their own. If you look at any successful person in the world today, people who succeed in academia and in entertainment and business, they will tell you one thing, and that is someone somewhere helped them get to where they're at right now. So reach out to your teachers, to your counselor, to program coordinators. And these people got into this field not to make money, but rather to help people like you reach their goals. So reach out to them. You have an amazing people surrounding you, and believe in yourself. I believe in you guys, and everyone here today believe in you guys, and I hope you believe in yourself as well. You guys have been awesome. Thank you guys so much. That's the only time that I have. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you guys so much. And by the way, I will also be emceeing. Yay! I'm really excited. I'm not used to being scripted, but I'm gonna do my best, okay? Awesome. Okay, now it is my pleasure to get us on our way today, as I will also serve as your MC, as I said. I hope you have enjoyed yourself so far this morning. Now it is time to head to your 3 workshops. And we'll see you back here in the main ballroom at lunchtime. Later this afternoon, we'll learn what your idea are for a better Bellevue. See you at 11:40. In here, please. Thank you.